signal guides you back home like Indians, and then the spliff and bullshit of my kinsmen. The yin ring cooling me down from the heat on the street. Take me back to those times of peace. Let me see those leaves turn to fruit and kick flows of sick. And think back to chicks who love my magic stick. When you look back, Malcolm, never forget. Never regret the outcome. Never tear or spend a year asking how come. Looking for love, cause you found some. Never let a dime infiltrate your mind. She has no right questioning McCormick design. Never quest for beef, always be cordial and rhyme. Never bored with your time on this planet Earth. Take a nap, take a snap, but when you take it for granted it hurts. Try to be thrifty so you manage your worth. Expect the best but plan for the worst. Never take advice from those who never question themselves. But your mental health should never be menaced by doubt. I'm your MC mentor, there for sure when things go south. I'm out en route to beat back the nookie. She says she loves me, what she want, half a cookie. Never contemplate life any higher than your ass pussy.
Matt wreck, the rest is history.
Yeah.
Cause him and me, well, we hit the weed in between the misery. We spit for free, we had dreams of getting cream, but things don't always fall exactly how they seem. The big kids, they talk about they big guns, but I just chill, lay back here to kick drum. Boom cat, boom boom cat, around and back. Now I'm getting off track, and I saw rap as a way to get away from everybody telling me today is not my day. My day, my week, my month, my year, my tears held back, confronted by my fears. This endless intelligence, my mind can expand. As high as I am, chill, I'll be fine with a grand. Cause I'll be bumping through the speaker box, trying to bust the flow. At first an outcast, looking for the love of love. But don't mistake my terminology for philosophy. Screaming till I get what I want, like a toddler bee. Urban mythology, the words of the prophecy, the prodigy. See deep inside your mind like psychology. Taught to be verbal, passing purple in a circle like we pass the word. Slave of the mind, but you ask to serve. Attack the words, rap half as fast in your ass, so swerve. Got a question, ask it first. Pass the curse with master verse. Yeah. Easy Mac Jones.
Let the smoke signal guide you back home like Indians, and then the spliff and bullshit of my kinsmen. The yin ring cooling me down from the heat on the streets. Take me back to those times of peace. Let me see those leaves turn to fruit and kick flows of sick. And think back to chicks who love my magic stick. Let the smoke signal guide you back home like Indians, and then the spliff and bullshit of my kinsmen. The yin ring cooling me down from the heat on the streets. Take me back to those times of peace. Let me see those leaves turn to fruit and kick flows of sick. And think back to chicks who love my magic stick.
Pittsburgh. I like that. Where you at?
Do you miss me? Stop. Melt with me. Okay. I'm never gonna let you go. Touch me. Please don't go. Where are we? Do you miss me? Hey, God. Touch me. Where are we?
I have a vision to add the gift to subtracting limits. If everything was going to more, who would miss it? And if I packed my bags and moved away, who would visit? If you knew what you should say, who would listen? Yeah, I'm talking about a new religion, something to feed off, we searching for it like groups of pigeons. Kind of futuristic, yeah, it's cool, we different, cause what I do is terrific, I'm just hoping you can feel it. Yeah, tell me if you can, are you numb enough, or can you listen in? I would lose it all to show them I get rich again, but matter of fact, fuck that, cause I don't give a damn. You see it's simple when it's only cigarillos, and the world don't want shit from you, don't expect it from a little man. Fuck empty, my glass is filled, counting rows, daisies and daffodils, chill. Get your money, fuck 'em all, every day, every go. What if it's gone, get your money.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Quick update today. Not a lot has happened between really Monday, so felt like I needed to stream today, answer some questions, talk about what's happening. I'm kind of on the edge that the double bottom that I mentioned on Monday and over the weekend may not play out, and that we're just seeing more consolidation for another big downside move. Um, I'm not really gonna go over the total charts today. If you want to see them, you can look at the last stream. Nothing has really changed. They're still kind of in that bearish state. Everything kind of looks like what Bitcoin's doing right now. Everything's waiting for Bitcoin to ultimately make the decision on whether it's going up or down. So far, it looks pretty ugly, especially on the weekly. We'll definitely get into that in a minute. What's up, Anas? Haven't seen your face around. Thanks for the compliment. Yeah, the intro is made by my video editor. His name is OtheDirector in Discord. Feel free to give him a nice shout out. He'd really appreciate that. What's up, Alessio? Doc, what's up, man? Ben, what's up? Mary Kay, what's up? Yeah, so, not a big crowd today. Didn't really expect it. A lot of boringness in the market right now. But yeah, for those of you that are watching, I'll give you a quick little update. So just starting with the Bitcoin weekly moving averages. I discussed this in Discord. Our moving averages are both curling down. This is not a good sign if you are bullish or think the bull market is still intact. Also, we're very much below the 50 weekly moving average, which has been a telltale sign of the start of the bear market. Usually after we go below the 50 weekly moving average, we usually drop about 60% from it before bottoming, which just so happens to be the 200 weekly moving average, or the telltale sign of the bear market bottom. So far, it'd be right around 20K. It'd be a good bottom. We would be retesting the prior all-time high from 2017, which has never been back-tested. And overall, I mean, that would really flush a lot of people out. But so far, we're just kind of getting into it. The weekly takes, obviously, a week before the next candle close. But I'm under the assumption we are going to see a big red weekly candle here soon. Seeing a bounce would be nice, but so far, looking at this weekly chart, I don't see any real reasons to want to buy and hold longer term. Yeah, that's a good point you're bringing up, Charles. The NASDAQ and the S&P 500 are looking pretty bearish. If we go into, let's pull up the SPX real quick. So if I just draw a simple, put this in log, if I just put this, make it as simple as I can. The S&P 500 has lost the 200 weekly moving average. The next is the 50. I believe it's about what are we looking at? About a 4% correction. That's pretty big with the stock market. A 4 or 5% correction is like a 10 to 20% correction with crypto. Also, I believe we have lost our uptrend support. I saw a tweet and I want to figure out how to draw it for you guys. We're just drawing like a simple uptrend support. I believe you can go as far back. Let's see. Let's try and experiment with it. Nah, I can't really experiment with that. But just as a short-term uptrend, we have definitely lost somewhat of an uptrend in here. I don't know if that really matters. I would play more moving averages with the stock market. It looks like we've lost it once here and possibly once here. I don't know. It just seems like with all of what's happening with the rest of the world, we're kind of due for a little bit of recession, a little bit of recess. Would not surprise me if we did. Just so that if you're new here, Bitcoin has never seen a stock market bear market. And if the stock market goes into a bear market and drops between 20 and 50%, which is typical within the stock market during recession, Bitcoin will absolutely drop more than 75%, probably more than 80% from where it is. I would not be surprised if we saw a 10K Bitcoin if the S&P 500 drops below 4,000. Same with the NASDAQ. I had covered in Discord that this looks like a double top. The neckline would be here around 200. It has definitely confirmed a double top. Not to mention, but we are testing the 50 weekly moving average. NASDAQ looks ugly. NASDAQ looks like it wants to continue lower. Possibly test the 200. That's a little bit of a dramatic play for now, but it's not looking very good. Definitely a double top in here. Definitely confirmed. If you are looking for long-term investments, I would be patient because there will be a big buying opportunity soon. The S&P making lower high, it looks very tasty. All right, let me expand chat so I can read a little bit. The S&P 500 making lower high, it's very tasty. Yeah, I mean, all of the major index stocks are not looking great. The Dow, not bad yet, but the Nasdaq and the S&P 500 definitely looking bad. The Dow still has a little bit to go before we start getting worried. I mean, we've lost the 20. We're approaching the 50. This all just kind of looks like an ascending wedge, which is a bearish pattern regardless. So expecting a breakdown wouldn't surprise me at all in the slightest. Mr. Fresh Football. So moon or not moon, bro? You missed out on the bull market, man. A lot of retail. I mean, the whole point is like retail. You missed out on the move. You are the exit liquidity for the move. Bitcoin and alts already topped out, in my opinion. I mean, we're looking very much like a stock market bear market is approaching a small recession or a large recession. How that will impact crypto, we will see. If depending on the severity, I don't think a lot of these altcoins are going to make it through. I think Bitcoin could possibly drop down to 10K as a very severe and dramatic reaction to the stock market. But if the stock market just goes into a small recession, we drop 10, 20%, I could see Bitcoin definitely being between $15,000 and $18,000. Time will tell, but like I said, Bitcoin's never seen a bear market within the stock market. It'll be very interesting to see how it reacts. Nasdaq normally is the first one to start showing if the bear market is starting. That's a good point. I've never really danced around with that, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, the Nasdaq looks pretty ugly right now. Like, this very much looks like it's going to lose the 50 weekly this week, and a lot of people are going to get hit. We also know that within the world, just in the United States, cost of goods are up 20%. There are families that are paying 20% more for food, for vehicles. Let's say you're a repairman and you need a new vehicle. Well, you have to pay 20% more for your new truck or your used truck, because we know used vehicles. If you invested in used vehicles last year, you actually made money. You actually made 30% on your investment. It's crazy. That has an effect on the rest of the community. If that repairman, he has to pay more for his vehicles, now he's going to charge people more for his services. That means less people are going to use his services because they won't be able to afford them. If people can't afford them, then he's going to go out of business, and it's a trickle effect. It's going to affect everybody. I've never seen cost of goods rise so rapidly. I don't think anyone has. I mean, if you have, then let me know. But it's a little crazy. I definitely would bury some money in the backyard, and just be careful out there. Crypto is largely speculative, not a great long-term hold. It's really not. I mean, crypto's only been around for 12 years. I think if you are looking for a long-term hold in crypto, stick with Bitcoin and Ethereum. They've consistently, broken prior all-time highs, been somewhat of a store of value. But again, starting to DCA near the top, we're at 42K. The top was 69. Although that's a 40% drop, I wouldn't start DCAing yet. Things are starting to get pretty ugly. Yeah, bought a 10-year-old Volkswagen Polo for $7,100. 2 years later, it's 10K. Yeah, it's crazy. Like my Jeep I bought for like $14,000. It's like 22 grand right now. It's unbelievable. Ben is bearish. Oh, you mean Ben? Moonboy Ben? He's always been in between. He just wants to play the in between card. He's a total Moonboy. He keeps saying 100K before the next halving. He has no idea that what's happening with the rest of the world. Like, he's a total clueless idiot, and he's trying to play you guys. What about the argument about Bitcoin being a major hedge for a major crash in other assets? Okay, so let me paint this scenario. When the stock market crashed 20% during COVID. Bitcoin crashed 80%. Bitcoin lost 80% of its value. The stock market lost 20% of its value. There is no guarantee that we will ever recover. I know we did, and I know we made new all-time highs, and it was a great buying opportunity. But imagine a stock market bear market, a long bear market, not some COVID crash where everyone freaks out and we see, something like this and then instant recovery. Imagine like a year or two, Bitcoin dumps 80% and then just does this. Who's going to be interested in that? And maybe eventually it'll recover. But as a store of value, I don't think so. I don't think we've really seen or tested the tides with that kind of thing. And I think people just say that so that they'll get you to buy. Or, yeah, they get you to buy, so, better return, the cars and crypto. I don't know. I mean, Bitcoin did a 20x over a year, so. Ben is always hedging. Ben's just an idiot. No, I don't like that guy. He plays this card where he will go on YouTube and do a small YouTube video and say he's bearish, but then go on Twitter and say 100K by the end of the year. Like, no, he's a total moon boy. He's just trying to get people to follow, to get followers, to make him money, to get engagement. The more engagement he gets, the more money he makes. It's ridiculous. He's not real. He's a total liar. I read about AVAX and think it's the best coin ever. Laugh my ass off. That's literally what everyone says about their favorite altcoin. Link wouldn't be a bad option. I don't think so. I think Bitcoin and Ethereum. Link, maybe, although Link has done somewhat of what Ethereum has, and it's broken prior all-time highs. I think Link's just Link. Like, not many people know about it. Everyone knows about Ethereum. But all right, let's get into this Bitcoin analysis. Sorry about that, guys. So Bitcoin, we've talked about the weekly. Being below the 50 weekly is bear market, not looking good. Let's even look at another. Yeah, still volume's really low on the selling side. Could just see low volume, though, for the rest of the year. I mean, to push us to 30K. We know that bear markets are slow and painful. They're not explosive like the bull market is. But I wanted to point out, here are my weekly support levels, all right? So we have, some resistance. Resistance is within about 10% of each other. Look what happens if we lose 40K. Okay, look what happens when we lose 40K. Look what happens when we lose even, this 28 to 30K level. Because the next one is 20K if we zoom out like this. So I just want to put you guys in the perspective that if we start losing these two major support levels, so if we lose this one and we lose this one, you're looking at another 50% correction. So if you're thinking about long-terming, your investments in crypto here, maybe give it some time because the bear market just started. And whales are selling hard into these pumps, and retail is slowly leaving the building. If supply starts, adding up and demand starts going down, the price will ultimately drop. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a slow bleed out. Retail's leaving. There will be a big move soon. There will be a big move to the downside or upside, but in my opinion, I think we're just going to go down for a while. I'm in 50% of my altcoin. Should I sell everything or wait for some recovery? I don't make financial decisions for people. I think if you put 50% of your net worth into altcoins, you're asking for trouble. So you can make that decision for yourself. I am not in control of your money. I always tell people you should be 75% Bitcoin, 20% Ethereum, and the rest do these small altcoin plays. I know there are stories that people get rich with altcoins, but for every 1,000 altcoin investors, only one gets rich, and that's the one you hear about. The other 999, they get rug pulled, or they buy the top, or they're the exit liquidity. They'll get people to buy and you can get them to sell. I respect your work, follow you on Twitter, respect your TA, but be responsible. Be responsible. Yeah. I woke up from a nap, so I'm a little confused by that. But I'll just let it be. Alright, let's move to the daily here. So for those of you that don't know, I teach trading class. Talked about this in the trading class. Usually when we see a death cross, we see leading up to the death cross, we actually see a pump, or if there's a golden cross, we actually see a dump or a fake dump, fake pump, fake dump, depending on the cross. Usually it's within the 10 to 15% range. We just got that. It was about 12 to 13%. Now we have this death cross. We should see further downside. Usually when there's a death cross or a golden cross, they usually signal for trend continuation and a dramatic move. Obviously, you can see there's a golden cross here, golden cross here. We continue higher. I understand that there was a death cross here, but we weren't necessarily under the 50 weekly moving average, and here we are very much under the 50 weekly moving average. Overall, it's just not looking great. If the stock market continues to go on a rampage down to the downside, Bitcoin's going to follow. They're not completely correlated, but the world view and what's happening within the world is definitely going to affect crypto. And if it's affecting the stock market, it's going to affect crypto twice as much. So for those of you that are in my Discord, I've talked about a possible double bottom here. I personally don't think this is going to be a double bottom anymore. We never really got that test down here. It could still make a double bottom, but I don't know. I just see a lot of what looks like redistribution, sideways movement for another move to the downside. If we look and study the downtrend, we go down sideways, go down, then we move sideways, and then we move down again, and then sideways. This is consolidation signals trend continuation. I had brought this up on the bull side. When you're going up, you go up, sideways, up, sideways, up, sideways, up, and then a big correction. But you guys understand that down and sideways means trend continuation, not reversal. Just because we're moving sideways does not mean that we are reversing. The longer it takes to go sideways, the more likely the reversal as a bullish pattern could be being printed. But overall, this just kind of looks like sideways movement for another move down. We're making lower highs overall. We're still staying within trend. Nothing's really breaking anything. And to be fair and frank, again, if the stock market really nukes on us, we're going to see this 40K area lost. You told us last week not to get excited, and we've been going down ever since. Yeah, don't get too excited. I don't think we're ready to reverse yet. You say retail is dead, sure, but most selling pressure in November and December was Asia alone. What does that tell you? Where's your data on that? I would need to see your data on that to really confirm. But overall, I know that a lot of the inflows were to Binance, were to Gemini, were to Binance US, were to Coinbase, and Coinbase is a US exchange. Binance, I know, is not used in the US, but still used everywhere else. And I understand that a lot of the selling pressure is from Asia, but where's the buying pressure? There is, in my opinion, there is no buying pressure. So just because the selling pressure came from one area of the world doesn't mean that it's being bought up immediately. I mean, clearly it's not. We've been in a downtrend since November, about 2, almost 3 months now. You told us last week. Oh, I already answered that. Yo, what's up, Bart? How's it going, man? How's it going? All right, let's keep moving with the daily. So I also pointed out we have some bearish price action. We're going down. Volume goes up. We move sideways. On the next move down, we have volume going up, price going down, kind of going sideways again. I would like to see us come down to this 30 to 32K level with a lot lower volume. That would kind of signal a nice possible bounce is in play. But overall, I mean, we really don't have a lot of signs right now that are saying reversal or bounce. MACD is squeezing, and there are some divergences here in the moving averages. But overall, I mean, just looking at MACD, I can't say that we're going to reverse. RSI, still no daily divergences, still within the downtrend overall. If we kind of move sideways, kind of break it, and then maybe lift off, sure. But overall, I mean, all this chop in here is to get retail to leave. 100%. I mean, they are totally chopping the shit out of this. They're hoping that you'll short this area and buy once we touch this inner line, and you get liquidated, and the exchanges make money. Looking at the 12-hour MACD, looks like it wants to flip back down. Could make some divergences in here. We've said that there's some bullish divergences on the 12-hour, bullish divergences on RSI. But again, this is a 12-hour. The daily and the weekly carry more weight. Overall, I've kind of figured out that we're respecting this inner trend line. So, if you're looking to short, maybe start on the top of the trend line, but overall we're still kind of in this demand zone. So we can still bounce. It's still likely. 4 hour real quick. Yeah, I don't really see any kind of pattern in the 4 hour. I'd like to see a visit here, maybe make a double bottom and then come up. I had tweeted this earlier today. I have talked about it in Discord, but overall, I mean, just looking at this is not a bullish reversal pattern. This is a redistributive pattern. This is not a cup and handle. This is not anything. It's just sideways movement, most likely for a move to the downside. So just be careful. Manage your risk. I always say never risk more than 1 to 2% total portfolio. Keep stops tight, please. Yeah, there is no buying pressure. People don't want to buy. A lot of fear in all markets. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. Like I said, cost of goods is up. Where are you going to get your money to push the market higher? Stock and crypto market. Where are we going to get money to push it higher? Because people aren't making extra money and not investing their extra money. They're spending their extra money to live currently. What's good? I use a completely different sort of TA from you, but you're cool, unlike most YouTubers out here. Thanks. Appreciate it. Lunatic, what's up? Legend stream is always a pleasure. Hey, anytime, man. Happy to give you guys a quick update. Yeah, and I'm keeping it quick today. There's not a lot happening right now, to be fair. I don't really look below a 4 hour. So all of this is just noise. I mean, until a bullish pattern starts printing, we can say and anticipate everything we want, but nothing's really happened yet. Yep, we're gonna crash and altcoins are gonna crash, but it's gonna be hard not to buy the dip. Yeah, if you're gonna buy the dip, buy in small amounts. Don't full port your account on a dip, because you never know if you're trying to catch the knife, or the saying is don't catch the falling knife, and we can learn from that from May. Anyone who bought at this level immediately lost money, and some people didn't even have their stops get hit. It just went right through their stop, and they ended up taking a much larger loss. From a fundamental perspective, the drop in hash rate back in early 2021 was way worse. It took us almost a whole year to recover that, but here we are now. I don't think the hash rate has anything to do with the price moving up. I'm not gonna lie. Some alts falling right now. I mean, yeah, we're in a bear market. The alts are gonna slowly bleed. A lot are gonna lose about 99% of their value. Just remember that. From the bear market in 2018, most alts lost 95 to 99% of their value. They could be a great long-term investment, but just remember, if you're buying now, you could be looking at another 70 to 80% loss, because a lot of them are down about 60%. What was going on between me and Topo? Dude, Topo, alright, I'm going to tell you guys a little story, alright? Topo, Take Gains on Twitter. I had some woman that was calling a bottom. She called the bottom. She essentially called the bottom here, and then she was calling the bottom here, and now she's bearish because we're here. So she called the bottom twice and lost. After the second time she tried to call the bottom, I had commented on one of her tweets and said, hey, it's probably a little premature to call the bottom, especially when this is your first cycle. She has been trading for less than a year. She openly admitted that. And I was just trying to give her some advice. She immediately attacked me, called me a stalker, told me off, cussed me out, called me, a kitty, whatever. I'm not going to say the word on stream. But essentially attacked me and challenged me and said, if this isn't the bottom, or if you think this isn't the bottom, bet with me right now. If you're right, I'll delete my account. If I'm right, you delete your account. Is that a deal? And I didn't really respond to this because, frankly, even if I said yes, she's not going to delete her account. She's a woman. She's going to make money from all the simps that follow her. So I just kind of ignored it. Well, when we ultimately broke and went to 39.6, I had, called her out and I said, hey, stop following these analysts that only have less than a year of TA experience. They're just trying to take advantage of you. This woman has 5,000 people that follow her. I can guarantee anyone that listened to her calls lost money. She only calls alt plays, and honestly, I think she's part of a pump and dump scheme. It's ridiculous. So I called her out. and then Topo came in and tried to play hero, and played the whole Homer Simpson card, and tried to be the white or the knight in shining armor for this internet woman. And I had said, dude, she totally screwed people. And he said, well, you have too. You called ADA and VET. And I said, okay, yes, I've given calls, and yes, they haven't played out. No one's right all the time, but at least I provide invalidation all of my calls, which I do. I provide you guys with invalidation. No, it's not Lady of Crypto. Her name's Kanon. Lady of Crypto is an idiot too. She's part of a pump and dump scheme. If you guys haven't figured that out, like, I don't know what to tell you. But regardless, he tried to do that, and I was like, dude, what the hell? And then I didn't even insult him or anything. I didn't even call him a simp yet, and he called me a sexist. So I said, what? And he said, everyone you call out is a woman. And I had said, that's not true, but okay. And from there, I called him a simp, and I was like, your analysis sucks, and all you do is look for clout. For those of you that don't know, for the last year, not last year, I really started Twitter like 5 months ago. Since I started getting bigger on Twitter, Topo has taken all of his tweets, and same with Egris. He's been doing this to Egris too. He posts his tweets under our tweets for more engagement and to gain followers. He's in a Telegram that I'm in. He told me I'm scamming people with my trading classes, which I'm not. All of my trading students have very much enjoyed it. They've learned a lot so far. If you're interested, there are full details in the chat somewhere or in my Discord. But regardless, he says all this stuff, says I'm a failure and a fraud and all this. And it's just jealousy. He's jealous, and that's that. And I mean, I'm done making fun of him now. I don't need to prove a point to someone that's already a loser to begin with. He, if he has to simp for internet girls, like, so be it. I don't really care. He hasn't made a good call in his whole trading experience, and I've seen his calls. His TA is terrible. I unfollowed him long before this whole thing happened. I stopped, answering him. He's in a Telegram with me. His calls are terrible. Like, they're awful. He didn't get invited to my Discord for a reason. Me and Egris talked about this. We also think that Topo is trying to get Egris and I banned off Twitter. So, speaking of Egris, I don't think he's watching right now, but I'm going to try and get him on a live stream here soon for you guys. Hopefully we can do a big one. Kind of waiting for something big to happen in this market. I don't want to bring Egris on and just talk about, sideways movement the whole time. In Spain, they made it illegal to call tokens for influencers. You have to ask for permission, and then they get authorization. Yeah, they really should. They really should do that. I don't know why we don't do that. It's very obvious that a lot of these people are just doing pump and dump schemes and nothing's happening. Jake Paul, for those of you that know Jake Paul, he literally did a pump and dump scheme on TikTok and on Instagram. Wide, like, huge. It's ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. If Jordan Belfort got thrown in jail for this, why aren't these people getting in trouble for this? And it's because, honestly, no one cares about crypto. 1% to 2% of the world uses crypto. The SEC doesn't have time. It doesn't really care. Sometimes the log makes everything more clear. White Knights, LOL. I follow the NASDAQ only. Even 11K can't be the bottom, in my opinion, based on trend. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Diagonal trend lines aren't exactly the most accurate. But all right, guys, just going to do like a quick Bitcoin dominance. Dominance looking like a double bottom. Whoops. Looking like a double bottom on the daily. We need to get above about 41%. But look at this. Double bottom right here. We get above 41, probably back test, and then go higher. That's a really bad sign for alts. That usually means that Bitcoin's going to dump. We can see this was in May. End of September when we dumped. September 9th is when we dumped 30% in like 2 hours. We obviously know what happened in May. And I just want you guys to be clear here. When Bitcoin starts outperforming alts, we are in the bear market. When alts outperform Bitcoin, we're in a bull market. So if dominance is going to go up, that usually means that Bitcoin is going to dump, because we know that when Bitcoin dumps, alts dump harder. When Bitcoin pumps, alts pump harder. Alts are essentially a more dramatic move of what Bitcoin's doing. So if you guys think that a double bottom on dominance means that Bitcoin's going to skyrocket and then alts will skyrocket, yeah, maybe it's possible. But from past data and what Bitcoin has done in the past, I mean, I just don't think so. I think Bitcoin's going to dump. I mean, we know that every time we dumped hard in the past, we bottomed out. And look here, we have a double bottom on the daily. Keep an eye on that. So many shillers on YouTube promoting coins right now before they go down 50%. Yeah, it's like it's really unfortunate. You know, these people that shill these coins, they have absolutely no morals. And I've gotten offers to shill coins. I've gotten plenty of offers to do so. You know, I wouldn't be paid as much as these people are that shill these crappy coins, but I've gotten offers and I've denied them because it's just not fair to people. Like I built my Twitter and my Discord and all this stuff to help people. Why would I build all this stuff to hurt people in the end? Okay, great, you can pay me, but if I'm a good trader, if I'm good in this market, if I know how to make money in this market, I shouldn't have to shill altcoins on people. I shouldn't have to shill ass coin on you guys because I want to make more money. It's just bullshit. TF is that RSI. I think there was a bug. That's why that RSI is like that. But looking at Ethereum, you know, I've pointed this out. We had an ascending wedge. It's very noticeable on the weekly. Very much an ascending wedge, a breakdown. I don't think we're going to get a back test. Might get some sideways and then more downside, but we've broken our uptrend. Right here. And honestly, this is not a good sign for alts in the slightest. I don't think we're going to see a 4K plus Ethereum for a couple of years. A lot of influencers are looking for a final exit scam. Yeah. And this brings up my point. You're going to figure out who the good traders are from here moving forward. You're going to figure out who's been in a bear market, who's lasted the tail of time. You know, a lot of these influencers, a lot of these pro analysts on Twitter started in the beginning or the middle of the bull market, and that's how they got popular, because they were calling, you know, price is going to skyrocket, right? Well, we're in a bull market. Of course price is going to skyrocket. Of course it is. So just remember that, you know, if you're following someone, your favorite crypto analyst, if it's not me, just remember if they started during the bull market, right? If they started during the bull market, how are they going to perform in the bear market? Because all they've said for the last, 7-8 months is that we're going to go up. And I've told you guys, we are not going up. We're not going up. We're not going to 100K. We're not going to 70 or 80K. You know, great. We broke all-time high by 6%. Okay, whole 6%. So you held through all of this pain, which may or may not have happened. It did happen, but if it didn't happen, you would have gotten totally screwed. Totally screwed. All right, for the degens out there, let's do a 1 hour chart. Let's really zoom in here. So I drew this intraday trend line, or this inner trend line. Seems like we're respecting it. We've got a lot of tops up in here, tops in here. I wouldn't mind seeing maybe another top, a drop to 40,600. We'll see how it tests that area. But overall, 1 hour, just kind of looking like chop. They're definitely trying to liquidate everybody. They go up, and then they go down, and they go up again, and then they go down. Wouldn't be shocked if we just did this. Would not be surprised. They did it here. They, these big moves like this. There's no well-defined support and resistance, and this is why I keep telling people, zoom out, use the daily for your supports and resistances. You'll not, take as many losses in this area. It's really hard to trade this top, or this chop. What if 29K is the bottom short term? Then 29K is the bottom short term, and I'll trade it. But there's always a bullish reversal pattern, and so far I don't see one. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. But overall, still in a downtrend, still looking pretty ugly. Like I said with MACD and RSI, nothing has really changed yet. And, I wish I could talk more, but nothing has changed from Monday. We're literally at the same price we were on Monday. Still kind of in this possible double bottom pattern, but to be honest, it just kind of looks like another bear flag to the bottom. All right, guys, if you guys have any more questions, let me know. Just wanted to give Discord shout out real quick. If you guys aren't in Discord, please join. We just promoted our Discord publicly. I believe we're on one of the Discord trading websites. We're in the top 5. So if you guys want to join, it's free. You know, we post content every day. I actually installed a bot that gets rid of all of the other bots that, you know, try to scam you or try to get you to do whatever. So, you know, that there will be a reduced amount of bots in the server. Thank God. But with that said, you know, if you guys are interested in learning how to trade, especially during this bear market, how to trade the bear market, how to dollar cost average, when to dollar cost average, you know, things like risk management. I run a trading class twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I talk to my students every single day. I answer their questions every single day. They can attest, you know, the classes are definitely been worth it for them, you know, just speaking on their behalf, getting their opinion. They very much enjoy it. It's very much worth it. And if you're interested, there are full details in my Discord. It's under Trading School Applications. Our next class will be tomorrow. We'll be covering MACD and some divergences, along with some risk management review. If you are, it is through Patreon, so if you do sign up, you can view the other 3 prior videos. You know, they're about an hour to an hour and a half long. A lot of content in there, a lot of how to trade. And ultimately, my goal with the classes is just really reduce the amount of work you have to put in to learn how to trade to build a system and try and weed out all the crap that's in this space, because there's a lot of useless information in the trading space. That's why they say 90% of people fail and only 10% win. Roman, are you from Poland? No, I'm not from Poland. I'm not from Poland. I just have my lights over here so I look extra white, and my hair, I just woke up. And usually when I live stream, I go to the gym, so my hair is like a little curly. So when I go to the gym and it gets all like sweaty, and then I put my headset on and sit in front of you guys, like I don't really care to brush it or anything. And I don't really care if I'm ugly on stream or not. And yeah, it just looks like I have a Jufra or whatever. When is the soonest Bitcoin could reasonably reach all-time high? 2 years. 2-3 years. 2 to 3 years. Do you have any thoughts on holding blue chip NFTs? No, don't hold NFTs. They're literally useless. NFTs are like wash traded assets, and that's how people are making money from them. If you don't know what wash trading is, you can certainly look it up. I'd say a good 90% of NFTs are wash traded. That's why they're so valued. Roman is a Polish name. My real name isn't Roman. My real name isn't Roman. Sure, someone has figured out my real name. I've doxed myself like 10 times on stream. I don't really care if people know my real name, to be honest. But Roman's not my real name. Class is great. Yeah. Heck yeah, Murray. Heck yeah. You lurk on the chans. I don't know what that is. Alright, guys. With all that said, if you liked the content today, please like and subscribe. I'd really, really appreciate it. I do apologize for the quick update. It's just not a lot to talk about. We're just kind of going sideways, and I wanted to keep it quick, simple, and sweet. You know, always zoom out. Use risk management. Don't look at the 15-minute. You're going to get liquidated. That's how they're doing this. They know everyone's looking at the 15-minute, the 1 hour, because they want explosive moves. Notice how when we pump 1 to 2%, it's immediately shot down, and everyone that bought got liquidated. I'd say zoom out, draw your macro levels, and just be patient. Just be patient. Just be patient. Patience rewards those. This market rewards those that are patient. Sometimes I get a little too far ahead of myself. But alright, guys, with all that said, if you're interested in the trading classes, there are details in my Discord. If you're interested in just joining the Discord, giving opinions, you guys know where that link is. It's down below. With all that said, please, please, please be patient. Use risk management. And good luck trading.